Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Danny for Danny Tutorials, and today I'm gonna show you how to make this cute and magical unicorn. Before we start the video, as always, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button. I have 4 to 5 videos a week, but I don't have a schedule, so you don't miss any new cool tutorial. And we are going to start the unicorn by the back legs. So you make a roll, and then we're gonna make it kind of like a Harry Potter light bulb shape. You're just gonna twist it a little bit to mark the back legs. And we're gonna need 2 of this. Like one side you're gonna put in as like a mirror effect. They're gonna look the same, but when you place on the unicorn, they need to be the other way around. I will show you guys when to put it together. But base them just to make them as similar as possible, so when you putting all together, your unicorn is going to stand easier. If you're using cold porcelain, gum paste, anything that is going to dry hard, don't forget to already put your toothpicks to make it easier when we putting the unicorn together. If you're using the air dry clay, then I have the links down below for you guys. You can let it dry, because even when after it's dry, it feels like a foam, and you still can put toothpicks or cut it or do any details after. Now we're gonna start making the front legs. You're just gonna make a long teardrop shape, and we're gonna pinch the ends on the bottom to start marking the foot, and that's it. We're gonna make the same thing to the other side. One thing that I like to do is to tap and put it on the table, just to be sure then that leg's gonna stand when I put everything together. And again, if you're using material that is gonna be super hard, and if you're gonna let it dry overnight, don't forget to put your toothpicks. Now we're going to start with the body. We're gonna make a thick roll and go with your finger just to separate a little skinny part on the top, and we're just gonna turn that up. It's kind of like a general animal body. You can make a duck with this, you can make like a giraffe, so you can use that shape to make a lot of animals. So it's pretty simple and doesn't really need styrofoam inside. But if you're making this unicorn really big for a table decoration or for a girl's bedroom or things like that, I think you should cut it this shape and styrofoam and then cover it. And if you make a big cake and you need the unicorn to be big, just use Rice Krispies on the inside and cover the fondant or chocolate. That's 2 ways to do it too. And now for the face, we're gonna make a little ball, kind of like in a teardrop shape. And then we're gonna go with our fingers up and down to separate the face and the nose. It's just kind of like a ball on the front of his face. And here you're gonna need to decide how you wanna make the eyes. My eyes, she has the eyes closed, because I don't know, I feel more magical, more mystical. But you can use the 3D resin eyes. You can just mark the eyes and paint it after. You can make the eyes with clay if you wanted it open. Like the little ponies, they always have those pretty eyes. So if I'm making a little pony that's the same shape as an unicorn without the wings, of course, I can just use the 3D resin eyes for that. If you want to find the 3D resin eyes, I have on my Etsy shop, the link is down below as well. I have one that's printable, then you can just print at home. Or if you want with the resin, I sell that as well, so you guys can find it on my Etsy store. My Etsy store is still, I don't know if it changed the name until this video is up, so it's probably still Cupping Cakes Gourmet, but just check the link, because the link is gonna show you the right and the new one. So you see that I separated the nose and the face, and now I'm making a circle, kind of like in an oval shape, and I'm gonna cut it in half, and that's gonna be the mark of the eyes. The eyelashes, you know, gonna be under that, so my eyelids are closed, and that's what we're making now. I will put in one side. Remember then the unicorn, horses, giraffes, they don't have the eyes looking in the front. It's kind of in the side of the head, and that's where we're placing them. be sure then they are the same size when you're putting on it, so you don't squish one side more than the other side and then they don't look the same. I made a very skinny snake in black for the eyelashes. And we're gonna put it under those eyelids that we just put it on. The same thing to the other side. Check everything, if everything is in shape and in place to let it dry. And I made 2 little holes on the nose just to give that impression. Being sure that your eyelashes are straight and going all around the eyes. Just get something straight and just try to pinch the end of the eyelashes. And now we are going to start putting in shape. I didn't let it dry. I'm doing the video, so I was doing all together. And now I'm putting the toothpicks to start putting, you know, my unicorn together. If you're using air dry clay, if your toothpick is having trouble to go in, just spray W40, that W40 oil spray in some place. Then you can just put your finger and roll the toothpick on, and then it slides pretty easy. So now I am going to start setting up the unicorn with the front legs. Be sure that I didn't let any marks or fingerprints. And now we're gonna put the back legs. The back legs, I'm going to just squish the top part a little bit and then put glue on it and then just place on top of the body. As you can see, I'm squishing the top and making little like a spoon effect because the front 2 legs are gonna be stuck under the body. The back legs, they kind of like on the side of the body. So I don't like to use toothpicks. I just make them squish them on top of it so they can spoon it on the side and then stays there on the right place. And be sure that your unicorn can stand. Just like that. I will wait a little bit before put the head on, just for you to don't lose the shape of the neck with the weight of the head. So if you're not using the air like dry clay that I use, just put the toothpick on the neck, but wait a little bit until the body is drier so you can set the head there and don't lose the shape. I am putting a little toothpick and a little white glue and placing my neck. You can make him looking to the front, to the side. I decided to make him look a little bit to the back so I can see the hair when I look to the front of the unicorn. So now you see that I'm making barely organized snakes and the 4 colors that I decide to use, like all pastel colors, yellow and pink and blue. And then I'm just putting them together. I made it in 2 different ways because I wanted the bottom ones to be a little bit more together. So I got my extruder. I have no idea what the name of this thing is. I will link it down below if you guys need it. And then I put it all the 4 colors together and just went through it with the smaller one than I have for the holes. And it's still not small enough, so I let it dry, and if I need it, just at the end, I cut it a little bit to separate even more the hair. But that's the base of it, so you don't need to go too crazy about it. At least that's how I looked for it. It's like you need a lot of hair for your unicorn. It's probably not hair, right? Whatever. And then I pinch them together. You see, we just pulling and pinching and making little bunches of that, because we're gonna use that for all to the bottom of the tail and to the bottom of the hair on the head too. You go over, you're gonna need a bunch of them, depends how much you need to put it on, but I want a lot of hair and a lot of color on the unicorn, so that's why I made a bunch of those. And then I got the colors together in toothpicks, and then I just roll it in the toothpicks and let it dry to make the curls. And that's the ones that go all on top of it, and then it gives that little effect and the little pretty, you know, hair. So I did that a bunch of times, probably like 30 of them. And I let it dry before I took them out of the toothpicks and placed on our unicorn. So you just get the two colors, whatever color you want, and they just twist around the toothpick. That's the same way I made Merida from Brave hair, because she has that wild, crazy, curly red hair. I have the video on my channel if you guys want to take a look, but I will see if I put the link down below for you guys to see it. It's the same kind of style. I made two balls in a teardrop shape, like a triangle shape, and I'm just marking the center for his little ears. And I am just making a very skinny teardrop shape and marking in the diagonal lines for the horn. Pinch the end just to be sure that it's flat, so you can put it in the face. And then we're gonna glue the ears. And before we start putting the hair, at least I thought that was easier for me to know where to put the curls, to where to put details and things like that. So I let the ears dry a little bit before do the finishing touches. Be sure that you leave your unicorn sitting the way you want, like standing, you know, then it's going to sit on the table really well. And then cut it the size needed. I thought that it was a little big. So look of your piece and decide how long you need that horn to be. And now I started keep putting the bunches, the ones that I did with the machine, together to start making his hair on the tail. See, some of them I cut it a little bit just to give a little hair filling, but I started putting them all together on my hand, and then when I had a little bunch to start, I put it on the tail. But I started working out, away from the unicorn, if that makes sense. Shape it curly, you know, make them don't be all and stuck to each other. You want it to look flowy and, you know, flying. So try to don't squish them too much together. And then when you have the start of the tail, you just place in place. After that, I added more little ones, curly ones, looking where needed a little bit more detail or a little bit more of a other color. So if I had too much green on one side, I would put another color, and then, you know, so on, so on. We get all the clay out of the toothpicks. Just take your time, just roll it a little bit, and then they will come out if they are dry. If they're not coming out easy, it's because they are not dry. Don't pull it out before they are completely dry so you don't lose the shape. Just take your time and roll it a little bit, and it comes right out. We're gonna do that to all of them before we start making the face. And now I'm going to start placing all over his little head. And I'm trying to mix all the colors to make it very full and pretty. So take your time, pick different colors, give a little thought about it. And all those bunches you see, then I put it on the bottom, the ones that we use at the machine, just to give more details. And the curly ones go normally on top because they are more alive. They are open and curly and have a little bit more details. And I made little ones for the face, so like he has a little bang as well. And you can put as much as you want. Don't forget to put it the other side too, you know, not just the side, then it's one side pretty, especially if you're making a cake topper, because people normally go around the cake, so you always need to worry about, you know, the 3D sides, not just the front. And you keep doing that. It's a therapy. It looks so pretty. You can, I don't think that's, I will put more if I had it, because it looks so pretty, and it makes it longer and gives such a life to it. And now I'm just gonna show you guys how I'm gonna let this dry. I use wood skewer everywhere to let it dry before I do anything else. And I'm using a silicone mold to make the wings with the air dry clay. I put just a tiny bit of water so it's super soft, and I am placing on the mold, and you let it dry for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Since the mold is not super deep, it's easy for you to just grab it out. And now we have a pretty wings. I am putting a little glue, and I decided to make the wings a little bit sparkler. So you're gonna put glitter on top of it. I use glitter, you see, then I have a paper underneath. So then after you use the glitter, you can just use the paper to funnel then back to your storage, you know, so you don't throw all that extra glitter in the trash. And I put some glue over his hair and tail, but like not in everything, just to give a little glitter on it. I didn't want to put it like a lot of glitter, because I wanted details of the colors to show, but the glitter on the hair and the tail kind of look pretty cool too. And then we're gonna place the wings. I'm using crazy glue because everything was dry overnight, so that was easier. It glues faster and stays the position I want. And with the blush, like makeup blush, I'm just making 2 pink cheeks to give him more life. And then with the blue chalk pastel, a light blue, I gave a little color on his face and the legs, but just a tiny bit. And then for the horn, I decided to make with this little gold color and the blue, the darker blue, just to give an effect. I didn't want to make gold because I wanted everything else to be the focal point. The glitter on the wings and the hair and the little flowers. I put a little dry flowers, the same ones that I was using for my bunny video. I put it like 2 or 3 on his head and the tail too, and he is ready. Like, I really love the way you looked. It's not super hard to make, and it's so pretty. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to check my other tutorials, and I talk to you guys pretty soon. Bye.